Coming up today.
Your sister's cute, by the way.
Why? What'd she do?
On Facebook. When Chris wrote, "Hey, my baby brother's 66, blah, 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 blah." And I said, "He is? He told me he was 58. and I think it was, it was Sue.
Yeah.
No, think about it. He was 58. Point taken.
Thank you very much.
Put back out some sort of animal playing with abacus.
Did you catch what Ian and Drew did to you?
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen your reply yet.
Oh, sure.
You did? I got to go check.
No.
I think it was quite funny.
If I had their addresses, they'd be in a home now.
Well, you have one of them.
For the criminally weird.
Coming up today on This Is True Really News. Something from Jessica Thompson.
Hey, Jessica, how are you?
So it'll be fun. It's a history buff.
As opposed to every other show we do.
Right. Now, please like and follow and subscribe to This Is True Really News because we need the help. And we'd like to grow the channel. And if you want to send us a story or send us something, long form that we'll glance at and trash, send it to TITR@netradio.network. It's kind of like what my band does.
We will not glance and trash. We'll read it thoroughly and then edit it appropriately.
What our band does is people come up and say, "Hey, do you guys know this song? Do you guys know that song? Do you guys know anything by, and what I always tell them is, please bring your requests to us. We aren't going to play any of them, but we want you to feel heard."
That was a T or an RD?
Yes.
This is True Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
From Beijing, Dateline, Beijing. Ooh, like I should have the old teletype machine. For you younger people, just tele and type just the way you think they're spelled and Google it. A military history buff in China appears to have made a rather alarming discovery. He picked up 4 discarded books for less than $1 at a neighborhood recycling station.
Holy Pete.
Yep, the 4 books were confidential military documents. That's a good way to end up in an office somewhere. The country's Ministry of State Security told the story in a social media post, praising the retired dude for calling a hotline to report the incident.
Okay.
Identified him only by his family name Zhang, and did not say what the documents were about because, well, they're military documents. We'd like not to.
Exactly.
Mr. Zhang thought to himself that he had bought the country's military secrets and brought them home, but if someone with ulterior motives were to buy them, the consequences would be unimaginable. Really? How would they get them out of the country? Put in their carry-on? The post, which was reported on at least 2 popular Chinese news websites, was the latest in a series by the powerful state security agency that appears to be trying to draw in new audiences with dramatic stories. Some even told in comic book style. Bam Zhao. The campaign seems designed to raise awareness of the importance of national security at a time when confrontation with the U.S. is rising. Well, with the U.S. and most everyone else they've ever had business with, are increasingly worried about possible theft, or transfer of confidential and secret information. And if I were the old dude that bought those books, my mind would immediately race to, suppose they planted them there to see how I'd react? And then I would do a sweep of my entire living space to see if there were any special editions. Cameras you don't know about, microphones here and there. Maybe a hooker shows up now and again, They can't hurt me, so.
Here's me using an emergency backup story since Tony stole mine.
Oh, now I feel almost bad.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. Wait. No, I don't. You're right.
My mother believes if you make food from scratch, it's healthier for you. For instance, she thinks making a chocolate cake from scratch, including milling her own flour.
That's an ambitious lady.
Right? Is a healthier alternative to a store-bought cake with identical ingredients.
Well,
she's diabetic. Her doctors have said in as many ways as they can think of, that
Don't
she
eat cake?
has to reduce her carb intake.
Is she about 5'1" and her last name is Ulm?
What my mother thinks is, gosh, maybe I should grow the sugarcane myself.
Yes, because then it will be less
instead of buying sugar
sugary
at the store, and my blood work will finally be in the normal range.
Just not really getting it.
And it's worse than you think. Her liver and pancreas have failed multiple times. Each time, the doctors managed to restore organ function by restricting her carb intake. They explain that she has to continue to follow a low-carb diet at home. She does not because she's convinced that she's already on a healthy diet. Rinse and repeat.
Was that Billy Preston song?
Yeah, nothing from nothing leaves.
No,
nothing.
will it go round in circles?
Ba-da,
Yeah.
ba-da-da-da-da-da-da.
Will it
Yeah.
fly high like a carb up in the pie?
Dun, 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 dun.
Will it go round in circles?
That's such a great song.
Eating pie, I just can't die.
Boy, I hope that's the case.
Hey, if you eat apple pie, would it really keep the doctor away?
Not if your liver is, or your organs are starting to fail because of what you eat. Holy Pete. Maybe I should grow my own sugar cane.
Get away from me.
Okay.
Well, as long as you were talking fruit.
Yep.
Remember the old story about George Washington and the cherry tree?
Yes.
Cut it down.
Yep.
And
I
he could
cannot
not
tell a lie.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we all know that never happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He did, though, have apparently some connection with cherries because he apparently packed quite a few of them away in bottles at Mount Vernon.
Okay.
Yes, the father of our country was apparently an avid canner type. Dozens of bottles of cherries and berries, impossibly preserved in storage pits, uncovered from the cellar of his mansion on the banks of the Potomac, were discovered during an archaeological dig connected to a restoration project.
Okay.
Jason Burrows, Mount Vernon's principal archaeologist, said the discovery of so much perfectly preserved food from more than 250 years ago is impossible, unprecedented. You and I would call it impossible. And then Tom Cruise would find out why. Finding what is essentially fresh fruit 250 years later is pretty spectacular. Burrows said in an interview, all the stars sort of have to align in the right manner for that to happen. Who do you suppose?
It starts with Tom Cruise and they get taller after that?
Hard to get shorter without.
Well, De Niro is second then.
True. Whole pieces of fruit recognizable as cherries were, and the cherries were trying to be they're trying to be cool. They were in Whitsack. They didn't want to end up in a pie.
They had the glasses on.
Yeah. They were found in some of the bottles. Other bottles held what appear to be gooseberries or currants, though testing is underway to confirm that. Mount Vernon is now partnering with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which is conducting DNA testing on the fruit. You know what they're going to find out, right? It used steroids. They were also examining more than 50 cherry pits recovered from the bottles to see if any of them can be replanted.
And will grow.
This is why I'm not a scientist.
Yep.
If I found those jars, hey, that looks like a cherry. Rob, come here. Try one of these.
Eat this. See if it's okay.
And I've cleaned it up, of course, so she wouldn't be suspicious.
Oh, for those of you who don't live within the borders of the United States, so George Washington was alleged to have cut down a cherry tree. And then with his little hatchet, when asked about it, he said, I cannot tell a lie.
Yeah.
And that's how he got the nickname Honest Abe.
Neither of which is true, the story or the Honest Abe. Well, Abe was honest. He's just an entirely different person, you idiot.
He was president. They could both be the same guy.
Yes, he was. No, they weren't.
So
one was dead first.
If we, other than that,
if you want interesting history, though, read about Washington. You'll go, hey, this is about the only reason we really had a fighting chance. He's not, but he's a huge cog in the that got us away from Britain and
to the state of happiness we are now enjoying.
No, we kind of took that slide downhill on our own, but thanks for asking.
Speaking of honesty,
I told you it was going to suck once all the Revolutionary War presidents were gone.
If you get honest about state mottos, you get some pretty good stuff. This is from Reddit.
What's the state motto? We suck?
Hang on. I'll get there.
Holy damn, it's cold or hot? Pick one. We have 12 nice days. Come enjoy them.
This is the day we live in Minnesota for. I've said that more than once.
I keep telling everybody, you know what? Minnesota's a great state. We have bad roads, high taxes, and 12 days every year that are perfect.
Yeah, it's true.
The other
It's true.
300 in summer.
So these are mottos written by citizens of the states. Florida, the further north you travel, the more southern we get. Right? Washington.
I can't argue that.
Washington. No, the other Washington.
Oh, the further north you go, the weirder we get.
New York. If we can't tax it, we're going to make it illegal.
That's a lot of states.
Right?
Minnesota,
now,
California.
This I can attest to because I have driven point to point across this state.
This state?
No. Kansas.
Dust in the wind.
For drivers that don't want to turn for 4 hours.
See, no, I thought that'd be Nebraska.
It might be, well, no. I
mean, let's be honest. Nebraska's just kind of.
But the freeway across from Kansas City to Colorado, oh, man.
A whole lot of.
Put your foot down, go to sleep. As long as the wheel stays straight, you're in good shape.
If things start to rumble a little, you might want to wake up quick.
Yeah. New Mexico. No, you don't need a passport.
Well, not yet anyway.
Connecticut. Come for the absence of entertainment, stay for the high taxes. New Jersey. I got your slogan right here.
Right here.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Come for the culture, stay because your car won't start.
Bingo.
Maine. No, you're thinking of Massachusetts. Maine is further north. No, that's New Hampshire. You know what? Forget it.
Go west.
Louisiana, thank God for Mississippi. Mississippi, thank God for Alabama. Wyoming, we have an escalator.
That's new. Wow.
I wish we had stuff like mottos for the different cities in UK like that. That would be fun.
Laddie?
Get on it, pal.
Old buddy, old pal.
Talk to your children. They might
if you could handle that, Mom, we'd appreciate it.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.